guys, in our previous capsule videos, that is capsule number 1, capsule number 2 and capsule number 3, 4 and 5, we have discussed the following things. In capsule number 1 we have discussed the resolution to be passed in board meeting only and unanimous resolution, and in capsule number 2 we have discussed about the postal ballot, special notice and no vote cast against that particular resolution, right? And in our third capsule we have discussed about the exemptions to the government company in the Inter Companies Act, which are applicable to our CFNL syllabus at one particular place. In the same way we have discussed a private company, in the same way we have discussed the exemptions for the Section 8 company. And coming to our current capsule, that is capsule number 6, we are going to discuss about what are the resolutions and what are the approvals that are required in our chapter number 11 of the Companies Act 2013, a very important chapter for examination purpose, that is the appointment and qualification of directors, right? Consisting of sections from 149 to 172, right? And we are going to discuss in this particular chapter when ordinary resolution is required, when special resolution is required, when board resolution is required, and where approval is required in articles of association, right? And coming to our the first point, that is section 149 subsection 1. What is section 149 subsection 1? It talks about the minimum and maximum number of directors that can be appointed for a company, right? In that particular thing, the maximum limit is 15 directors. If any company wants to appoint more than 15 directors, then that particular company has to pass special resolution. But there is an exception in proviso to 149 subsection 1. The following companies, that is the Section 8 companies and government companies, need not pass special resolution, right? That is, there is an exception regarding only to the particular Section 8 and government companies. These we have already discussed in our previous capsule videos. You can go there and you can watch at all points at one single place, right? It is the first case, 149. If the company want to appoint more than 15 directors, there is a maximum limit permitted by the Companies Act in section 149 subsection 1. Then special resolution is required, right? And going to our 149.10. 149.10 deals with independent director. We'll discuss first here independent director at a glance. Independent director. We already know that independent director can be appointed for 2 terms, right? First term appointment, second term appointment. Independent director can also be removed in the first appointment and also in the second appointment also, right? In the first time appointment, independent director, ordinary resolution is enough, whereas in case of a second time appointment, reappointment, special resolution is required. Same here, in case of a removal of first time, OR is required. In case of a removal of second time appointed independent director, SR is required. The same is said here, that is 149 subsection 10 and subsection 11. Reappointment, that is a second time appointment, here it is SR is required. Disclosure in board report shall be there. And also removal of reappointed second SR, that is special resolution, and reasonable opportunity of being heard shall be given, right? And going to our next, that is our fourth point, that is 152 subsection 2. What is 152 subsection 2? Approval of appointment of independent directors. The same, this is the first time appointment, hence OR is required. By company in general meeting with ordinary resolution, explanatory statement plus justification of appointment shall be given by the board of directors, right? And coming to our next, that is fifth point, 152 subsection 2. It is talking about subsequent directors. We already know the first directors means first directors are appointed as per the AOA. If nothing is mentioned in AOA, the subscribers of MOA shall be the directors, right? This point is there in 152 subsection 1, right? And coming to 152 subsection 2, any subsequent directors, how they are going to appoint? They are going to appoint in general meeting through ordinary resolution, and consent and declaration is a general procedure. Here ordinary resolution is required, right? And coming to our next section, that is 160. That is right of a person other than the returning auditor. That means if any person want to be the director of a company, he shall go with the section 160. In that particular section, how the director is going to appointed, that is ordinary resolution only, right? And coming to next one, that is 161 subsection 1. 161 subsection 1, 161 subsection 2, 161 subsection 3, there are 3 directors: additional, alternate, nominee, additional, alternate, nominee, right? In coming to 161 subsection 1, how the additional director is going to appoint? Then additional, if a company want to appoint additional director, that particular thing shall be conferred, that particular thing can be authorized by the articles of association, and then it can be appointed by the board by passing resolution in the board meeting or by RBC, that is resolution by circulation, in accordance with section 175. Here the board resolution may be passed in board meeting or RBC, that is section 175, but it shall be conferred by articles of association, right? The power is in the hands of board to appoint the additional directors. And coming to the additional alternate, 161 subsection 2, that is the alternate director. Alternate director can be appointed by the board only if it is authorized by the articles of association or authorized by ordinary resolution in general meeting. Many will confuse that alternate director can be appointed in general meeting by passing ordinary resolution. That is not correct. That power shall be given in ordinary resolution in general meeting by passing ordinary resolution to the board of directors to appoint alternate directors. By these two ways, either in articles of association, if there is no power in articles of association, then the general meeting, the shareholders can pass or giving power to the board to appoint alternate directors. Here also the board resolution can be at board meeting and also by resolution by circulation, that is in accordance with section 175, right? And coming to our, that is additional alternate nominee, that is 161 subsection 3, the nominee director. This is the same thing. The subject should be in the articles of association and the board will appoint in accordance with the agreement with the banks or any other authorities for which the nominee director is going to appoint, right? And coming to next section, that is 161 subsection 4, that is relating to the casual vacancy. 161 subsection 4 is related to the casual vacancy. Such casual vacancy shall be with the regulations specified other than a normal course specified in articles of association. Then such casual vacancy shall be filled by the board of directors in board meeting only. Here RBC cannot be made, and section 175 is not applicable. That is, resolution should be passed in board meeting only and the subsequent approved in the next immediate general meeting. Then that appointment of casual vacancy of director shall be subsequently approved in the general meeting, that is by OR, right? One more important thing is a director which has been appointed by in the general meeting and has caused casual vacancy, then only such director can be appointed by board, otherwise it cannot be appointed. For example, here we will take an example here. A Limited is there. In that 3 directors are there, A, B and C. B is appointed in general meeting, A is appointed in general meeting and C is appointed by board of directors. If in the case A has died, then the casual vacancy arises in the place of A. Then in this case section 161 subsection 4 can be invoked. Here also 161 subsection 4 can be invoked, but here it cannot because the appointment is done in board meeting. First, the condition is that director shall be appointed in general meeting. And also here, for example, consider another example here, continuing the example. Here in this place of A, D is appointed, right? D is appointed and subsequently D also died, and after his appointment he has been approved in the general meeting, right? Then also in the place of B, the casual vacancy arises. Such casual vacancy cannot be filled in accordance with section 164 subsection 4 because the appointment of D is done by the board of directors. Even though if it has been immediately approved in the general meeting, the primary appointment is done by the board of directors. Then 161 subsection 4 cannot be invoked here, right? I think you got that clarity here. And coming to the next section, 162, that is appointment of directors to be individually. Proposal to appoint 2 people or more in a general meeting by single resolution. Before that one resolution, no vote cast against that particular resolution. Here also we'll consider an example here for discussing this, right? For example, A Limited is there and general meeting is conducted. A, B and C, they are going to be appointed as directors, and by passing only one resolution, in general meeting they want to be appointed as directors. Before that resolution, a separate resolution should be passed where no vote cast against particular resolution should be passed. Meaning, that is, for example, there are 500 shareholders and 500 had voted in favor. No one should vote in against that particular resolution. And after that resolution, that appointment to be ABC combined, that appointment can be ordinary resolution, right? The same thing has been said in here. Before that one resolution, that is the ordinary resolution, no vote cast against that particular resolution should be passed. Many will confuse here also. I think you got this concept clearly. And coming to our next point, that is 163. This 163 is a special provision. It overrides the Inter-Companies Act 2013. It is talking about proportional representation, right? For appointment of directors, that is 2/3 and 3 years period is there. And that can be provided by the Articles of Association. Approval and permission, that procedure shall be laid down in the Articles of Association, right? And one more point, that is we have missed one point here, that is 165 subsection 2. What is 165? 165 is talking about the number of directorships, that is the 20 directorships. A director can be a director in the companies, 10 public companies, that those points are there. In that 165(2) is if any company want to restrict the director to be appointed in less number of companies than 20 companies, then that company has to pass special resolution for restriction of that particular director for his number of directorships. That point we have missed here. Kindly add that point. And coming to our next point, that is 169, that is talking about removal of directors. We have already discussed this point. If it is a general cause, OR plus ROB head, that is reasonable opportunity of being head. And special notice, this point we have discussed in our previous capsule number 2, I guess. Removal of director, section 115 deals with this particular thing. For removal of director before his term or for appointment of another director in that particular place, special notice is required. Then removal shall be done. Even for removal of directors, one point is there, exception is there. That is, if it is a case of removal of independent director for his second term, special resolution is required. These are the particular points in the first chapter, that is the chapter number 11, that is appointment qualification of directors, where special resolution and ordinary resolution is required. Once again, right? And thank you so much. Before that, we'll see in this particular chapter where special resolution is mentioned. There are 4 places where special resolution is mentioned. The first place is the independent directors, but that is a second time appointment and second time removal. And the second place is that is the 165 subsection 2, right? 165 subsection 2, that is the number of directorships restriction, that particular director for the number of directorships in other companies, then the company has to pass SR. And the fourth point is this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and the fourth point is 149 subsection 1, right? For increasing the number of directors in the company more than 15, special resolution is required. In this particular chapter, there are 4 places where special resolution is required. That's it all for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for more updates.